Welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for being here and for being a part of everything that we're building here at Presence of Being. My intention with every single one of these recordings is to just hopefully inspire people to be more present and incorporate more presence into their daily life and welcome presence into their daily life. Every single one of these recordings is just me talking from the heart and talking about things that I'm learning as I am on this self-development journey myself and as I'm building presence of being. And I'm on a walk right now. It's kind of like a throwback of how I used to record these podcasts. So if you hear birds chirping or cars passing by, that's why. I'm just out for a nice evening walk, and I was thinking to myself, I create content pretty much every single day, and without people watching the kind of videos that I put out, there wouldn't be growth. There'll be growth on my behalf because I would be getting better at making content and speaking in front of a camera. But my platforms, I guess you could say, wouldn't necessarily be growing if people didn't watch. But I think in the day and age that we live in with social media, there's content trying to grab your attention left, right, and center. And I think sometimes we consume too much content, and I think we probably all know this. I remember not too long ago, I would wake up and the first thing I would do is I'd grab my phone and I'd scroll social media before I got up and even brush my teeth. And that's probably not the best habit to be in. And that was a habit of mine. And it's something that I've, started to no longer do. And I've noticed that it's made a positive impact on my life. But a lot of people, they wake up, the first thing they do is they scroll social media. And maybe they get ready for their work day, and on their commute, if they're taking, public transportation, they'll scroll social media. And they'll get home from work after a long day of work, and all they'll do is, turn on YouTube or scroll social media until they go to bed, and then they do the same routine the next day. And I just feel like, there's probably better ways to spend your time. And I know that, sometimes it's like therapy for some people, right? To scroll. Or sometimes it's therapy for some people to watch a YouTube video or consume content. I understand that, right? Like it can make you feel more relaxed or make you feel more calm, or, you're busy all day and all you want to do is just watch your favorite creator or watch your favorite YouTube channel or something. And I get that 100%. But I think we need to start balancing doing that and also maybe detaching from consuming content, because there's just so much, and it's very easy to get trapped consuming all the time, non-stop, to a point where you just get overwhelmed. And I've experienced this firsthand. There's just so much content, right? And as someone who's ambitious and someone who wants to grow and learn, and not even necessarily learn in like self-development purposes, right? Like, we're not, like, for me personally, it's like I'm interested in a lot of different things. I'm interested in running. I'm interested in, I've recently started to get really interested in history and art and paintings and stuff like that. So it's not even stuff that necessarily has to do with like self-development. But like, there's just so much to learn, so many books to read, so many movies to watch, so many YouTube videos to watch or listen to, or podcasts of things that you may be passionate about or find interesting. But and consuming this kind of stuff is okay. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. Like, it's good to learn and to grow and to learn from other people. But there comes a point in time where you can just get really, really overwhelmed and feel like you're spending probably a lot more time than maybe you should consuming instead of doing something else, like, I don't know, spending a few extra minutes in meditation, or maybe creating something of your own instead of, watching a video about a certain artist that you enjoy listening to. Maybe create your own piece of music. Or if you consume paintings or something, like, go take up painting yourself. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking on the top of my head here, but maybe you could be spending more time, in a different way that may be more beneficial to you, and maybe not. But I think being open to that kind of stuff is important. So just find that balance, I guess, is what the purpose of this very casual podcast episode / recording is. Find that balance of consuming content and just being maybe a little bit more intentional than you would normally be with what you are giving your time and energy to when it comes to the content that you consume. Because it's very easy to just get sucked in and trapped, and the algorithms do such a good job of showing us the kind of things that we probably would like to see more of, and eventually it's very easy to spend a lot of time on these apps when maybe you didn't initially plan to spend as much time as you are on it. Maybe you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to set aside 30 minutes here to scroll just as my relaxation. Next thing you know, 2 hours have gone by because the algorithm just keeps on feeding you the kind of things that it thinks you want to see more of. So just be mindful. Maybe spend a day not on social media. Maybe delete the apps if you feel like you have to. Maybe you don't have to go that extreme. But if you feel like you are the type of person to scroll a lot more than you would like, test yourself. Delete the app for a few days and see how you feel. Maybe you'll feel withdrawal, or maybe you'll feel a lot better. And that was all you needed, is just to delete it. And the next time you re-download it, the relationship that you have with the apps will be a little bit different. That's all I'm saying in this recording. Just be open to how you're choosing to spend your time and energy in association with content. And this message isn't that good for me because I create content, right? I'm building a brand. I have a podcast. I have TikToks, whatever. And I'm creating something and building something through social media. So this doesn't really help me, this message, but I'm just being genuine and open and honest. And I've fallen victim to this myself. It's very easy to just get caught up consuming all the time. Try your best to go a few days without consuming, or just while you're consuming, be present with it, be mindful with it. And maybe you'll notice the way that you view the content, the way that you perceive the content, the way that you think about the content is going to be different the more present you become while you're consuming it. Nowadays, everyone is glued on their screens, on their phones. It's like we've become so disconnected from one another, so disconnected from ourselves because of this. So I urge you to just take a step back and spend a day, 2 days, however long you want, maybe just detached from social media, detached from feeling the need to consume information all the time from social media or YouTube or podcasts, all this knowledge and information. It's not easy, but maybe you'll feel a little bit better when you start doing this. And this is probably advice that I should probably be taking for myself, and it's not easy because, again, I want to build, right? Maybe you're in that position too. You want to grow something through social media, or you think that social media is a great tool, which it is, to grow a brand or a community or whatever. It is a great opportunity for that, and it is a great tool for that, but it's just about finding that balance, like I said earlier. So it's advice that I should take myself too. Maybe go a few days without posting, and try your best not to feel guilty about not posting as well, which is a whole other thing, I feel like. maybe for another recording. But try it out. See how you feel. So that's really all I wanted to get across in this very casual podcast recording. Like I said, I'm just out walking right now. And yeah, so hopefully you got some value from listening to this. If you did, leave a like or a comment. Let me know what you think about these kind of recordings. You can always DM me. I answer all of my DMs. We can have a conversation. Thank you again for listening, for being a part of everything that we're building here at Presence of Being. And that's it. Thank you again for listening. I'll see you in the next recording.